Does someone want to start with a recap?
Ooh, I can do a recap.
All right, let's hear what you got.
All right, so we met the whole crew in our first session, obviously. We have the misadventures going to Phandelver, or Phandalin, what was the name of the...
Phandelver.
Phandalin, yeah. As I remember, there was a quality D's nuts joke made about that. We're all journeying together. We have the famous Drow treasurer. Sorry, I'm going to butcher pronunciation of your name, Dylan. Of Eris Anur? No, that wasn't it.
That's pretty good.
Oris.
Oris.
And I like how you called him a treasurer. I'm just imagining he's some tax collector for a kingdom, just like sitting there. Someone's a little low on their tribute.
I just like the description of that, where you would go to any section of the world in pursuit of the treasure that you had just locked into at that point, and still are notorious for being on the surface just because you're a drow. So
Yeah.
kind of the double-edged sword of, oh, he's a quote-unquote thief, and also, oof, one of them.
Exactly.
We had Jacob, who was the half-elf cleric named Lieutenant Gerald. And the one thing I remember from was he had the best drip known to man. Andrew was a junkie named Roberts, who plays a lute and showed up late, talking with a fern, holding up the entire party, and was also very smelly, so everyone in the back had to deal with that. My two people that I'm working with went ahead to Phandalin, so it was just the 4 or 5 of us traveling together. As we traveled to Phandalin and reached a fork in the road, we noticed the horses of my partners, and not long after, we were ambushed by goblins, and took care of them in due, but we're still worried about the whereabouts of my 2 partners. So we followed their path after securing the wagon, found a cave, which we entered, and we are currently in the midst of hopefully saving both of them from the depths of the cave with its snakes and fiends alike.
And last we left off, you guys had just defeated the goblins when in this room, and had leveled up as a result of saving one Sildar Hollowwinter, who, as we zoom in on this scene with Robert up on the ledge with Sildar, Lieutenant Gerald, Oris, and Frito all down below, having just finished slaying the last, Frito in an Robert in an epic grappling move on a nat 20 just ended the fight by throwing one goblin at another goblin and having them pierce each other with their swords, falling down dead. Which was, to be honest, pretty epic.
Yeah, I think the last thing that happened is I walked up the stairs and high-fived Robert for his incredible heroics.
Indeed, we ended with that courageous high five, and now it's on to the continuing adventure. Some of you might not have noticed before, but sitting up on this ledge, bound, is Sildar Hollowwinter. Some of you don't quite recognize him, as in you've never really interacted with him before, except when you were booking passage with Rockseeker.
Yeah.
However, one of you, Frito, is intimately more familiar with this man, having worked for Grungeon and with Sildar for quite some time. And as Sildar finally sees you, you hear, "Frito, thank goodness you're here. I thought I was dead meat for sure."
Well, it seems like if we had showed up 5 minutes after, you might have been. So, good to see you, old pal.
It's good to see you as well, Frito.
Let's get you out of those ties.
My many thanks. I assume Frito walks up and frees Sildar.
Yes, sir.
Alright, let's get you over there. And you cut the bindings on Sildar, so he is now free. He does look quite worse for wear. This man is literally clinging to life, bloody, beaten, ain't doing very well. So...
Can I ask
Gerald
the DM a question?
Yes.
So, prior to this whole scenario we find ourselves in, would any of us have heard any news about goblins being in this area recently? Or is this like a surprise to us?
All of you roll history. Frito can have advantage because he lives in the area.
8.
14.
What did you? 14?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oris, you're not intimately familiar with the area, though you have ventured quite frequently around. You've never really concerned yourself with what's been waylaying merchant caravans and people traveling the woods, because you're pretty self-sufficient, and your magical powers is typically enough to scare off most random small bandit attacks or goblin encounters.
Yeah.
Frito and Robert, you don't know of any goblins specifically on the Tribord Trail. You have heard increased activity of bandits and caravans being attacked in general, but that isn't mightily uncommon for Faerun, where there's always going to be people surviving off of the misfortune of others. So, are you surprised there's goblins here? Not really. Did you know there was going to be goblins here? No.
Okay.
Yeah, we would have taken a different path. We knew that.
The odd thing all of you know is why did these goblins want a map?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Do we have the map case with us?
Yeah, I took it.
Okay,
You have the map case. If you guys want to roll perception to see if what you can find in the room, or investigation, or perception, whichever one you want.
12.
17.
17. Beautiful. You guys do not find the map in the area. It looks like if these goblins did indeed have it, it isn't in here. You can make a guess if it's in the cave at all. It's probably with the hobgoblin you saw, who's most likely the leader of this tribe of goblins, as hobgoblins typically are, as they are bigger and stronger, and goblins follow the right of might. However, you do find some loot worth noting, though not much, because these goblins, despite their success at attacking Grundren, don't seem to have been very successful in general. You find one of the larger goblins that you defeated has a belt containing 12 copper pieces, and the other bigger goblin has a pouch with 3 agates worth 10 GP each, and a potion of healing, if you'd like to divide that loot amongst yourself. For the sake
Potion of healing to our injured friend here.
Good call.
Before you do that, I was going to do some other roleplay, so hold off on that if you would like to.
Sure.
And for the sake of our... I guess this is a question for you guys. Would you like gems to actually be gems and you have to go negotiate what you get for them, or would you just like me to give you the gold they're valued at so we don't have to worry about selling them later down the line?
I think it's
I
okay
would like
if
to negotiate gems.
Negotiate? Alright. So you find 3 agates, A-G-A-T-E-S. And they're... You
I
estimate...
assume Robert's taking all the money stuff.
If you would like some of it, you can have it, but I want something.
No, that's alright. You can have it.
You estimate at a quick glance, Robert, that these would be valued at 10 gold pieces each. That doesn't mean that's what you're going to get by selling.
Yeah.
We're gonna need you to be Mark Cuban.
Absolutely.
Alright, well, so Sildar doesn't look currently in like a situation where he'd be very happy answering questions. He's like very injured.
He's very injured, but he also looks extremely relieved to see you guys. And as you guys are looking around, seeing if you can find this map, Lieutenant Gerald comes up and rests his hand on Sildar's shoulder and uses lay on hands to heal him for 5 HP.
Does that have him looking a whole lot better?
It heals up the worst of it. He does still not look at 100%. No one would, after being held by these goblins for who knows how long. Well,
Yeah.
He does, but you don't know how long.
Okay.
So you wouldn't happen to smoke, would you?
Oh no,
Do you want to?
At least I don't smoke, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately. I choose not to smoke. It's whether that's fortunate or not is up for you to decide. But for me, at my age, as you look, you realize this is a man who looks nearly 50, which
Bro, he old as hell.
considering the medieval times, but with
He's
magic
human,
and stuff.
right?
He is human, so he is getting up in there in age.
Yeah.
So he doesn't smoke anymore. If he ever
And
did.
Frito, you said that this was one of Gundren's friends, yes?
Yep.
Yes. I am his bodyguard. I was there when you negotiated your passage with Grandin.
Oh. Hey, this Lieutenant Gerald over here is my bodyguard, still by my side and defending me, but we won't talk about that. Let's see that empty map case, Robert. Maybe Sildar can help us figure out who has what they were looking for.
Yeah,
There's more
you-
to
work
this
out.
cave to explore as well.
Yes.
Potentially deeper
You
down.
found the ambush site. Well, I suppose you would, considering they ambushed us right on the road.
Yes, they almost left us too much evidence. It was very suspicious.
Lacking in subtlety.
Yes, but then again, they are goblins, so perhaps they are just that stupid.
I don't believe it was so much stupidity as whoever is in charge of, I believe the goblins called him Clarg, the hobgoblin in charge of this little outfit. He seemed to be specifically after the map Grundren had found. I trust you guys after saving me, and Frito, you probably, I don't know if Grundren clued you into this and how much he trusted you with the knowledge or wanted to spare you from it, but he had done it. He'd found a map with the location of Wave Echo Cave, and it seems that's what they were after.
When he says that, my eyes go very wide.
You've heard of Wave Echo Cave, Drow.
All my years of treasure hunting and the one spot that still eludes me, Wave Echo Cave. If this is true, and this map leads to that place, then we must find it. Sildar, you said your name was, yes?
Yes, I am Sildar.
Do you know where Gundren is? Did they take him as well?
I believe Clarg sent some of his men with Grundren and the map to whoever is his leader. I think this is just the beginning of a much larger operation.
See, that makes a lot of sense, because goblins would not know what Wave Echo Cave is, I don't think.
I know, right? It makes a whole lot of sense that why would goblins be after a specific map?
Yes.
Let me ask you something, though, which is not making sense to me. If there was this massive pursuit over this map, why did they not just kill you and Gundren on the side of the road? Why drag you all the way back here?
Maybe they can't read the map. Maybe they're too stupid.
Perhaps. Why I'm alive, I do not know. Gundren, they probably kept him in case he had tampered with the map. And maybe I was collateral in case they needed to get Gundren to cooperate with something.
Can I do a perception check for that?
Yeah.
Insight?
Insight, yeah.
You want to read your old friend?
12.
Yeah, it isn't too hard to read his face right now. He does not have the energy left in him to put up a good, convincing lie. He truly does not know why he is still alive and why they took Grundren. He's giving you his best guess.
Okay, fair enough.
At this point, if there is someone behind this that isn't the goblins, we have to keep an eye on the potential that we are playing into a trap, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't move forward. It just means that there may be a reason why we're supposed to find you like this.
Indeed, that could be true. I did hear a few more bits of information from Clarg why we were being humiliated at the hands of these goblins. One is, it seems they took the map and Grundren to a place called Cragmaw Castle. Though I do not know where that is, but perhaps someone in Phandelver has heard of it.
Cragmaw?
Cragmaw.
Cragmaw? That is good information.
The other that might be interesting, though I do not know who it would be, is that it seems someone called the Spider sent the orders.
The Spider? That doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't.
Wonder if that spider's deeper in this cave.
So the Spider, probably the leader that we're gonna end up finding at some point, like, it was me the whole time, and it was actually Gundren or some shit.
Yes.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully Gundren didn't kidnap himself in an elaborate attempt to fool us into thinking he's not the bad guy.
I know him too well for him to do that.
Yes,
Dude.
I'm sure.
There was one other strange occurrence that I witnessed. There was one goblin with them who looked nothing like the other goblins. It gave me a bad feeling.
Was he just
And
really ugly?
You know, for a goblin, it did look more ugly than typical.
Oh,
But it
boy.
seemed even the other Cragmaw goblins didn't know who it was. And it told
Weird.
me, you're not what Rooksithid wants.
Rooksithid. Can I history check that to see if I would know what kind of name that is?
Yeah, let me... Give me
Because
more
that doesn't sound like a goblin name.
No, it is not.
Okay, so he told us where he thinks Gundren is, and the map. What if Gundren, in an attempt to save both their lives, shoved the map so far up his ass that the goblins had to take him with them?
I did that once.
Although that wouldn't feed into the theory that he's the overarching bad guy, so... But he could still be into some form of ass play. I'm not going to rule that out just yet.
Have a good time with him later.
Counter. Alright, roll that check for me.
Alright. History. Please roll good. That is a 20. Not natural.
Not
Sure.
natural 20. So it seems goblinoid in nature, like at the base of it,
Mm-hmm.
but it also seems like there's more to it, but you're not quite sure what that more to it is.
Okay. I'll keep that to myself for now. Sildar, this is a stupid question, but those horses outside were yours, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They were me and Grungeon's.
Just making sure there's not more people
Plus.
we're dealing with.
No, just me and Grungeon rode ahead of the caravan.
And then, other than the hobgoblin and the weird goblin that gave you a funny feeling, did you see any other non-goblin people?
Well, there are some wolves,
Ah,
but
there aren't any wolves anymore.
Yeah, we took care of that.
though the strange goblin did, I haven't seen him in quite a while, so he could still be here. He could not.
Were you aware of the goblin's presence prior to the attack? Like in the area?
The Lord's Alliance of Waterdeep was aware of issues in the region. That is why they sent me here to investigate a missing wizard. Arano Albrecht was once my contact in Phandelver. However, what made him disappear, we weren't quite sure of. But I believe overall, based on what me and Gundren have seen, along with what I've heard from the townspeople, there has been a steady increase in just overall bandit activity, whether that's human or goblinoid banditry.
Okay, interesting. Okay, well, I appreciate your honesty, Sildar, and we'll do what we can to keep you alive as we try to figure out more answers and figure out where Gundren is. Fellas, do you want to take a quick meeting on the other side of the cave real quick?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, Sildar, you heal up. Gerald, keep an eye on him. All right, the three of us wander over to the other side of the cave. Okay, so Clark the Hobgoblin is the leader of this group of goblins. However, he's got a leader, the Spider, and they're most likely in Cragmaw Castle. However, we don't know where Cragmaw Castle is, but we know that's the location of the map and or Gundren. So I think what we should do, we should kill as many goblins as we can except for one and force them, probably the Hobgoblin, to take us to Cragmaw Castle.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
We gotta figure
Unless-
out who's the boss.
Yeah, it
That's
sounds
a lot of
like this Clark guy is, but I mean, we almost went into the room the last time. Did we see a Hobgoblin? Oh wait, no,
Yes, we saw Clark.
Yeah, okay. We also saw a bugbear, didn't we? Or Robert did.
Sorry, if I said hobgoblin, I said it by mistake. I meant bugbear.
We saw a bugbear and not a hobgoblin.
So the bugbear Clark is a bugbear then.
Yes, my bad.
That's fine.
You know,
Okay.
they're just
Leave
so similar, all these
The
goblins.
bugbear alive and one of the goblins alive. Just
Yeah.
in case the bugbear doesn't cooperate, we can kill him in front of the goblin.
Make an example.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do any of us speak Goblin? It's probably an important part in this.
I mean, if there was one that spoke Thieves' Cant, I could probably communicate with it to some extent. I don't know if I can get specific information out of it, but...
Yeah, but that's something to keep in mind for sure. I speak Elvish, Sylvan, and Undercommon, so... Sylvan and Undercommon, so... I don't think that's gonna help us. There's also this thing about this wizard, which is interesting that Sildar brought it up. I don't know if it's a part of this at all, but... a missing wizard around the time that 2 adventurers go missing, and the goblins are looking for a map. It might be connected. Anyway, so is this the plan? Do we assault the goblins and take 2 prisoners?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I think that's a good start.
I don't know how our newly freed ally is going to be, but
Yeah.
given he is a bodyguard, I'm sure if we're just talking about him when he's like 20 feet away from us. But push comes to shove, I'm sure he would be able to assist us in a fight.
Should we take him back outside before we go in?
Looking over at Sildar, you do notice, and also in the room, he has none of his equipment you typically see him with, Frito, and also it's not in this room.
Okay.
What kind of weapon does he usually fight with, Frito?
You would know he typically has chainmail armor, a long sword, and a heavy crossbow.
Long sword and a heavy crossbow. Didn't we find chainmail armor on one of the goblins? Would that fit Sildar? I don't know if we picked it up. I haven't.
Let's drip him out with all the shit that his kidnappers were just wearing.
Yeah,
What
there's
was
a
it,
goblin outside.
swords?
There's a goblin outside with chainmail armor right now that we could give to our boy.
Didn't Frito nick all of that? Not Frito, Robert?
Yeah, I picked up all the weapons and armor and put them in the saddlebags that we found.
You have a bunch of short bows, I believe, and scimitars, and then 3 sets of chainmail armor.
Okay.
Because I assume you've looted all these goblins you killed in here, though I can't remember how many
Hell
there were.
Yes.
Okay, well, considering we've just met, and we're basically asking him to risk his life once again, Frito, how about you see how he's feeling and whether he wants to join us for the battle?
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. I'll walk up to Sildar.
Since you guys didn't say you made any attempt to speak quietly, he's heard all of this.
Yeah.
My friends, I couldn't help but overhearing. Despite, I do wish, I agree with your plan. I wish to stomp out all the goblins in this cave so they can't continue to hurt Phandelver's re-prospering as a city. But I must also continue on to Phandelver, and I will pay you guys to help me get there.
Okay, interesting. How much?
How about 30 gold?
Each?
So I do not know collectively.
Well, there's 4 of us. Make that 40 gold. You got yourself a deal.
I do not have the money currently on me because I've been robbed by these goblins. I assure you, I can get it to you.
Well,
within a day of
I
getting
know
to
for
Phandelver.
sure, Sildar. I know for sure that there's a lot of money that's made in the, protection business. So
Yes,
40 is a very reasonable price.
Yeah.
indeed.
I reach my hand out to shake his.
He reaches back out, and you guys have agreed to protect Sildar as he gets to Phandelver, and he will pay you 40 gold.
So do we want to go with the park him outside by the horses plan?
I think escorting him out there and then letting him go from there would probably be best.
I would prefer to stay with you guys so I don't just perchance get kidnapped by another goblin.
That would be very unfortunate. Okay. Just stay behind Lieutenant Gerald. Or not that close behind, because he's probably going to be up in the front chopping away at people.
We'll try and keep you as protected as you possibly can, and then one of the longbows that we have, if you could provide cover for us, that would be very appreciated.
Oh, you have more than one longbow?
Or I thought you said some of the goblins outside did.
Oh, they had short bows, but yeah.
Yeah, short bow as well.
I assume Robert hands over the equipment.
Yeah, Robert will sprint outside and get it.
I mean, there's also just a bunch of the dead ones around here, so he just goes over, picks up a short bow from one of the dead goblins, picks up the chainmail from the bigger goblins, and puts it on. So
It only
he's
fits
better
over his head
protected.
because it was on a goblin.
But it was on a bigger goblin.
Oh, right. A chubbier
It's
goblin,
a
which
little
means it
snug.
fits
Morbidly
perfectly for
obese.
him.
Yeah, it was a little bit more snug, but it somehow fits.
Amazing.
So he'll stay in the back of the party and help that way.
Bet.
Thank you, Frito, and I don't believe Gerald, Robert, and Oris, correct?
Yes, the one and only.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, all of you, for rescuing me here today. I fear I probably would have ended up in a goblin's stomach sooner rather than later.
You know what? It was not only the right thing to do, but now that I know that you're all looking for Wave Echo Cave and have the location, hopefully, this was fate bringing me here.
Yes. Grundrin and his two brothers, Thardan and Randro, were actually able to find the entrance, but we've been working on getting the materials to start a deeper exploration.
Okay. Fredo, did you know about this? I'm not making any accusations, I'm just curious.
No.
Not really. Yeah.
Grundrin this is like very sensitive. This isn't to everyone, this is to Frito. Grundrin hasn't been sharing this with you. Give me a perception check.
60.
Yeah. Based off of your guys' history and him trying to get what he's been trying to help you get out of, he didn't want to drag you into a potentially very dangerous knowledge set with Wave Echo Cave because it's been sought after for decades and centuries. I can't remember how long it's been lost. Fuck.
Like it's like 500 years or something?
Centuries ago, so yeah, 500 years. This is a magical place that could be a potential huge moneymaker for making magical items, and just knowing where it is in certain circles could put a death sentence on you, and he didn't want to drag as many people. He wanted to avoid dragging as many people as possible into that dangerous circle.
Fuck that. I'm trying to get the bag. I want to have that information.
And yeah, I wouldn't say this out loud to the group, but I know that my mistress, my queen, would be very interested in knowing the location of the Forge of Spells. But I keep that to myself. Alright. Well, everyone got their goblin killing gear on?
Yeah. Is
Yes, sir.
in
Crack my knuckles.
in Frito's mind, he's thinking that it doesn't hurt as much with Sildar because he knows him obviously and goes way back, but Grundrin, him basically revealing that Grundrin was keeping this from him is kind of a stab in the back. At least is how he's feeling currently.
Frito will remember that.
Grungeon's gonna get saved and he's gonna get punched in the face.
I loved you!
Alright. You guys have your plan? Are you preparing to set out?
Yes.
Let's go.
What direction do we want to go? Do we want to go across the wooden bridge and...
As you remember, this was sort of like a treacherous area where the snake was.
Yeah.
This is more so, you believe the path to the bridge because you didn't come this way.
Yeah. And we know there's a goblin on the bridge, so whoever's... Wait, Frito's a rogue, right? Oh yeah, because he's got stealth attack. Why don't we send Frito ahead to knock out or something the goblin on the bridge, and then we can move across?
That sounds good.
Knockout as in kill or knockout as incapacitate?
I'll let him decide that.
Alright.
He dead.
I'm gonna head down under the bridge in case he knocks out the guard and the guard splashes into the river.
Good idea.
Alright.
Just Sparta kicks him into the room with all the enemies.
Batista bombs him.
That would make a great entrance. Alright, so I'm gonna be like here, waiting for the signal.
Alright. Robert, make me a acrobatics check and a stealth check to get down under the bridge without being noticed.
And acrobatics is 17.
Yep.
Stealth is... whatever stealth is. 23.
Oh, thank God.
Yep, you stealthily get over here. Alright. Stealth for you, Frito.
Done.
You successfully sneak up as close as you want. You once again Sorry, I hid these guys so you maybe they moved around a little bit while you guys were.
Chilling.
You see
Like a
this one goblin. I assume. Actually, I shouldn't assume. I assume you attack it.
Are they facing directly towards me, or are they like?
They're sort of just like. They have their scimitar out. They're sort of just like sitting there. They're sort of half asleep. You can tell they're so confident that they won't be invaded that he's just not giving any two shits
Oh yeah.
about actually watching anything. And he also, the rushing of the river, it was a little duller once you got back into where you rescued Sildar. But now that you come back over here, you can hear the river once again, and that's like drowning out 90% of the noise you would hear.
Oh, hell
Like,
yeah.
you yourself also can't see Robert, even though you know he's down there and he told you he was going there. You can like barely make him out, knowing the fact that he's down there.
I'm gonna just try and lunge at him with my rapier from stealth, and
Right.
worst comes to shove, I knock him off the bridge in Andrew's direction so he can get the final
So you
kill.
stealth all the way up next to him. Roll your attack with advantage because of stealth.
15.
15. In one moment. I need to pull up a goblin. 15 hits.
Bet. All right. And since
This is a sneak attack, so
Yes,
you will
sir.
do your rape. So this is a sneak attack, so you do your rapier and your sneak attack.
Prey upon his downfall.
I am massively praying that an 11 is enough to destroy.
That's your rapier and the sneak attack plus the modifiers.
Yep.
Yeah, you lunge out, stab the goblin right in the neck, and it falls over dead.
Bet. Get wrecked.
And you did it so quickly, it made no noise, and
Let's fucking go.
is out of your way.
Yes!
Can we move the body to the other side of the bridge so that
Yep.
someone might not come walking around like, what the fuck?
You give me a strength.
Okay. Strength. 10.
Perfect. You grab the goblin, drag him across the bridge, leave him on the other side.
And I assume that lets me know that I can go now.
If
I'll,
that's
I'll
how you
double
want
back and give a signal of like, yeah, we're all good.
Perfect. 4 is wow. That is a. What's 50 divided by 4?
12.5.
Yep.
12.5. We can't do points, but we will round up. So everyone gets 13 experience. For fighting that goblin.
Let's go!
Bada bing. Bada boom. 13.
Right. Gerald moves up with you guys. Robert, are you going to double back to get on top of the bridge with them? Or are you going to go up and come from this direction?
I'm going to continue going forward and come from that direction.
If I could get a group stealth check for the people up on the bridge. Solo stealth check for Andrew.
I'll sort of.
Did I see? You can go.
I'll say to Frito, do you want Gerald to go first, or should we try to stay more quiet?
Given I just rolled a nat 1, so plus 5, someone else take the lead.
All right,
I fall off the bridge.
just lean back.
Never mind with that stealth check. The water is so noisy coming from up ahead that they cannot hear you.
All right, I'm gonna motion for Gerald to move to the front of the group.
So Robert's going to be there. Gerald will be there-ish. Who's next?
You want me next?
And then Oris, and then Sildar. Alright.
This is fucking awesome.
We plotting.
Yeah, boy.
Have I noticed the pond?
Yeah, you guys have been up here and seen this.
Alright, so is it deeper than the river, or
Yes. The cabin is filled with 2 large pools of water. Narrow waterfall high in the eastern wall feeds the pool, which drains out where you're standing. To form the stream that flows out of the cave, and a low field stone wall serves as dam holding the water in. But the waterfall and the water leaving is loud enough that it makes it very hard to hear anything
okay?
in this area. So yes, it's deeper than the river, but it's also not like a lake deep.
Right.
Anyways, goblins have moved around a little bit.
While we're
Here is where everyone is.
in the corridor, I'm gonna try to whisper a spell and cast Armor of Agathis on myself. Should I roll stealth?
Let me look at the spell. Yeah, roll a stealth. Just because of the light of the cold might trigger something, but like most people in
That was almost a natural one. 18.
yeah, you're Gerald and Robert, a little bit of Frito, do not notice any of the wolves or goblins turning to do anything.
Alright. I give myself 5 temporary HP.
And
I
just
want to do it now because it's an action, so.
and just remember that if someone does do that temp HP, let me know so they can take the 5 cold damage.
Yeah, okay.
All right. How are we gonna start this off?
Could I go into stealth and then attempt to rapier stab this man?
Should we roll initiative now and then
Yeah,
we
let's
all
roll
get like a
initiative.
surprise round or something?
Let's roll initiative. See who goes first.
Bet.
And Robert would like to be in the river. But I don't know if I have to do that after we start or if I can move over now.
You can move over now. Give me a strength or athletics. Give me athletics. I just want to see if you can withstand the water.
I just get swept away.
Someone help me!
But we can't hear him because it's so loud.
Exactly.
Athletics, that is a 21.
Yeah, you're fine.
It makes sense because I'm a water genasi.
Oh, you're water. Yeah, it's you. I forgot that part. Yeah.
I thought you were an
walk
air
into the water.
genasi.
Yeah, you're air.
Oh yeah, I'm air. Yeah.
But you're air, which is super light, so you just sort of walk on top of the water.
He's heir to the water throne.
You're just like you're trying to get in the water, but it's not really working.
I'm getting all 4 elements.
Oris got 16. What did everyone else get?
I got a 16 too.
Ooh.
With your advantage?
Yeah.
Should roll for Gerald.
Big G!
He got a 15.
God damn.
I got an 8 initiative.
8. Okay. Perfect. Frito, you are up first.
Bet.
Roll. What are you gonna do?
Could I try and stealth attack this man?
Alright, so you move past Gerald's, move up to here, roll stealth.
Crouch under his legs.
That is a natural 20 plus 5.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Actually,
Oh, yeah.
alright, I had to roll just to see if someone else got a nat 20 on the other side. No, they all did horribly. So you successfully creep out of the shadows next to this goblin.
Okay. And I'll attempt my strike with advantage. I got a 21. Let's fucking go.
21? Yeah, that hits.
Alright, so I will roll a d8 and I will roll a d6 for my stealth attack. So that will do in total 8 damage.
Alright, you move over, stab this goblin, it falls down, and... Alright, you see, it makes like a noise, which isn't very deaf, but the flash of your blade caught what literal light there is coming from the areas you saw Clar. So everyone else is now aware that you guys are, at least that Frito is here.
Could I use a cunning action to try and hide?
Is that the bonus action?
Yeah, as I can use a bonus action each on my fucking hell. Can I just roll for the stealth and then end my turn?
Yeah.
Alright, bet. I got a 15. Big
Out of
G
15.
in the house! Let's fucking
Go.
He has arisen.
Let's fucking pop off now. Big G in the building.
Yeah, do you want to try to move away, or are you just crouching in stealth right there?
I'll kind of like duck right around the corner, maybe to like the right.
That is your turn.
That's all I got.
All right, Oris, you are up.
Okay. Well, after that stellar first turn, don't want to let the boys down. So I'm going to run up right behind Gerald, put my arm past his helmet, and blast this boy with Eldritch Blast.
All right.
Actually, before I do that, I'm going to use a bonus action to hex him.
Uh-huh. Con saving throw, right?
I believe it just happens. So, yeah, it's a concentration spell, so it just happens. Alright, Eldritch Blast. Let's see if I even hit. Oh! 21 to hit.
21 hits.
Alright, so whatever the damage is, it's going to be plus 5 from the hex. That's going to be 16 damage.
And you also get to pick a direction this fling the goblin in, correct?
Yes, I want to
10 feet, correct?
fling his body into the water.
Away from you in a straight line. So you are here. You're attacking this guy, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So you blast of evil. If anyone was not aware that you guys were here, they clock it now with this
Yeah.
purple and evil light, and this goblin gets neck snaps dead backwards right into the water.
Let's go.
And now that you guys are level 2, you're sort of whooping ass.
Hell yeah. These goblins
bunch
ain't
of-
shit.
Goblins that have no health.
And then I'm just gonna take a step back to where I was. That's my turn.
Next is Gerald.
Oh, right. I shall do and run up in front of this dude.
Perfect.
Attack him.
The wolf.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Roll.
You run up and kill the dead body again.
I gotta ask. Greg.
Someone revive him. I'm not done.
Jesus Christ. Who?
Wow, I suck.
Pathetic!
I'm assuming a 9 does not hit.
We are currently on a surprise round, so you do have advantage.
Oh, okay. I'll roll
You
again.
guys stealthed up to these guys and are murking them out of the shadows.
Oh, yeah, that one definitely hits. 25.
Fucking.
Is that a natural? Or no, 19 plus 6.
Nope,
Got it.
no, it's a 19.
Yeah, that hits. That hits.
And I do 16 damage.
How do you want to kill this wolf?
Holy shit.
I want to stab into his chest, throw it in the air, and cut it in half.
All right, you guys see Gerald, this tank who's been messing people up throughout your whole adventure, lumber out of with his greatsword, stab this wolf, fling it up in the air, and then cut it in half.
So, there's one goblin left in this room?
And one wolf.
Okay.
You guys do have to remember, you went from being level 1 at like almost dying to surprising a bunch of goblins at level 2.
Yeah.
The goblins have not gotten any better.
Okay, well, I'll just shout out, like, somebody grab that goblin! And that's all.
I'm gonna tickle you.
So next we have
Merge the
Sildar.
water demon.
Move up here.
Go, Sildar, go, Sildar, go.
Is going to shoot with a long, short bow at the wolf in the back.
Go crazy, go stupid.
And for one who was literally just on the brink of death, it makes sense that his arrow clings off the wall of the.
Skill issue.
He is also not trained to use a short bow.
Yeah.
Partially, you are.
What
correct.
is this tiny goblin weapon?
But you see him try. He's like, he sways a little bit, releases the arrow, misses. Oh, fuck!
I'm shooting toothpicks at them.
He like grabs his side. He's like, I'm still not fully healed, guys. I swear, I'm better at this when I'm not almost dead.
It's like throwing darts.
And then he is going to back up a little bit.
I pat him on the back to make sure he knows it's okay.
That brings us to Robert.
Big Bobby, what's he got?
Big Bob on the
Robert's
ass.
gonna slink into the pond like he's the Grinch.
Right. As you do.
Roll me athletics.
Athletic man. In here, I got. That is acrobatics. I got a 17.
All right. You move forward. Go one. You were like here, right? Where within 25 feet do you want to be? 'Cause it's going to be difficult terrain, so double movement to get up and over this.
Yeah, I will like right here, sit behind this wall.
You can do that. You see gliding over the water, scrambling up to the makeshift dam. Thankfully, not knocking any of it over, so you cause a flash flood, and making your way over here.
I'm going to viciously mock the wolf from here.
Okay.
Is there like a base intelligence a creature has to have for it to be to understand it's being mocked?
Don't think you could mock
No.
your cat and it will sort of understand you're making fun of it.
I guess so. Yeah.
I definitely understand when you're in fun of it.
Meow meow, you little pussy.
Intelligent or wisdom? Wisdom.
We got a wisdom saving throw.
That makes sense because I remember the wolves were more wise than the fucking goblins when we were doing this. 15.
It can't hear me mock it.
Yeah. You're say what you're trying to say to this wolf.
It was something like, if I could see you, you'd look stupid, but also my mouth is under the water.
Yeah.
So you
this
just
wolf,
this
this wolf just sort of glances at this like being made of air and is like, no, and it just ignores you.
Oh.
God damn it.
And that will bring us back up to Frito.
Is it my turn to destroy?
Yes, sir.
Bet. Alright, so now that subtlety is lost, I'm going to use my cunning action to sneak from the shadows and pull up to the wolf and stab it.
Unfortunately for you, the wolf got a nat 20 on its perception to notice you going into stealth, so it just watches you walk over here to it and get ready to stab it.
That's
So
fine.
roll a normal attack.
It won't be able to save it. Maybe it will. That's
Oh
an
no.
And you go up to stab it, and the wolf just sort of, in its natural dexterity, sidesteps out of the way, and then just growls at you. That's a cat. I can't do it. It
Hiss.
growls at you.
Alright,
It's a very stupid dog with 3 intelligence, so it does just hiss at you like a cat, thinking it's making a wolf noise.
I'll just use my cunning action to hop back.
Disengage. Perfect. That will bring us to Oris.
Alright, I'm gonna run past Sildar here into the room. One of us has to be able to kill this wolf, right?
Surely one of them.
Bonus action, move my hex onto the wolf, and Eldritch Blast the bish. That's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Let's roll damage. That's gonna be 8 plus
5, Brett.
plus 6.
Oh,
14 damage.
damage. Blast of Eldritch energy hits this wolf. You hear that whining a wolf makes? I can't do it. Wolf whines like a wolf does. And
Sounds like a human baby.
It looks like Eldritch Blast didn't maybe finish it off, and then it slams full force into the edge of the cave, and its neck just snaps and falls down.
Oh shit.
Gets impaled by a spike in the wall.
Oh wait, there's like a whole other room full of goblins, isn't there?
That's crazy.
There is
Yo, that's
another room.
crazy.
Yes,
That's
yes,
crazy. Oh
that
yeah,
will
the
bring
Anyone see the bugbear?
to Gerard.
this is probably a
Gerald.
stupid question, but is Robert, is your fire spirit, quote unquote, still active?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. All right, sorry. Go ahead, Jacob.
Oh, right. Sorry. Eating sausage.
Your favorite meal.
Yep. Run up right here next to this dude. I'm going to kill him.
All right, roll for the goblin.
17.
17 hits.
Cool. I do 12 damage.
How do you do it?
Oh, I killed him? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
these
cool.
things are very weak.
Slice him down, and then I slice him across in half, of course.
You just made a cross out of this goblin's body parts. Falls to the ground. Combat is over.
Does it sound like the people in the other room heard us?
You cannot hear anything over the waterfall.
Okay.
You all get
I mean, even
63
me standing
experience.
How much?
63 experience.
63 XP. Let's fucking go.
I'm gonna slither out of the pond.
Considering we just slaughtered an entire room of goons, do we want to just use that to our advantage and try to intimidate all the goblins in the next room? Should we just grab some of the goblin bodies and just drag them with us?
Chuck them into the room.
Yeah, cut their heads off and roll them in.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay, everyone grab a goblin.
I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself and then grab the goblin in the lake and pretend that I'm it walking into the room.
Okay, we'll let him do that first, I guess.
One moment before you tell me stuff.